Hello, everyone. My name is Dawn, and welcome to the Soulful Voices Circle Daily Oracle Card Reading. Today is Tuesday, May 17th, 2022. I hope everyone is doing their best to stay well out there, and at the risk of being controversial, saying please mask up because COVID is still running around all over the place. And it would really be good for us to get a handle on how quickly this virus is passing along to everybody. So take care of yourself, and that's all I'm going to say on that matter. So today we are going to continue with the Quantum Oracle deck that we began using yesterday. And right now I am just thinking we're going to do just another general question of what we need to understand today in order to be in alignment with our highest good. What does Spirit want us to know today? And as I've mentioned before, sometimes it's a good idea just to be very open ended about the questions, unless you have something very specific you're asking about when you use an oracle and you just ask a general question of what you need to know today. That gives you an opportunity to really sense the energy that is around us at this time. Okay, so with that in mind, I am going to begin to do our breathing for today. Alrighty, so if you would close your eyes and take a deep breath in and exhale out. Take another deep breath in and exhale out. And as we inhale now, on the exhale, I want you to focus in on the silence of your breathing, to really just focus in on that. And at the same time, to push this breath down into your heart center. So let's inhale. And nice and slow exhale. Let's do that one more time. Deep inhale and exhale. At this time, I'm going to ask our angels and guides to come forward, as well as the spirit of the Quantum Oracle deck. And I am going to ask that we be given the wisdom and guidance that we need to hear and understand today. I ask the divine light to surround us with the golden light of protection and to protect us from any lower or negative energies that may be trying to attach to us or enter into this reading in any way, shape, or form. I'm also going to ask that the message we receive today help to heal us in any way the message is intended to. And with that, I'm going to open my eyes. You can continue to breathe and listen to the reading. I'm going to shuffle the deck now. And just to remind you that this deck is read upright and reversed. So, Oracle, what do you want to tell us today? What is your message and guidance? Okay. Oh. Sometimes you will see me clumping out the cards if I feel that I'm getting energy over a certain area, like right now. I believe this is the card that we need to see. And it is loss. In reverse, it is a protection message, and it's card number 2, and it's about events. So loss is the card. So it looks as if maybe some of us have been going through some grieving this or losing something that we love or letting go of a person or situation that no no longer was working for us. And as a result, we've been grieving this because grief comes in all forms, right? It's not just the loss of a loved one, it could be the loss of anything that you care about, a job, right? A friend moves away. It could be the loss or death of something. It could be the loss of the self that you once knew and that you decided to say goodbye to that. So when we have the reverse position, my gut tells me that perhaps we may be starting to move past some of excuse me, some of that loss. So let's see if my hunch on that is right. But either way, we know that the oracle wants us to focus on this idea of losing and surrendering things and how maybe focus in on how we feel if we understand what the loss means to us. What were the lessons we learned from the loss? So this is my hunch here. So let's see what this card means. Number 2. And I think it's also a call to understand that, once again, you're not alone. You're never alone. And to always, when you feel these deep loss, to know that with every loss, at some point, there will be light at the end of that tunnel. It's just a process that we must go through to get to the other side, unfortunately. So I'm looking, this is under events. I'm looking for that section. People, events. Okay, this is number 2. And I'm just going to take a little sip of water here before I begin to read this. Okay. Okay, in the reverse position, the sailboat is floating back to the man. This indicates an old loss either returning or being replaced by something new. A period of sadness or limitation is coming to an end. So, as I said before, that maybe you've been grieving a loss and that it's starting, things are maybe starting to ease up a little bit. So, that's what that means. A period of sadness or limitation is coming to an end. Your life is opening up to more joyous connection, ones even more wonderful than those you had lost. On an energetic level, this is something you need to remember. If an old love or even an old job is coming back to you, you must approach this renewal with an honoring heart. Make sure to work on the issues that were problematic in the first time around. You deserve harmony and honoring in your life. So give it to yourself and let yourself expect it from others. If you find yourself attracting something or someone new, never forget that you deserve the best. The universe is abundant and ready to make your dreams come true. Open your heart and your life to the wonders on their way to you now. Okay, so I want to focus in on a particular point here. It says, on an energetic level, there is something you need to remember. Okay, so there was perhaps a person or a situation that you were involved with that maybe you let go and you lost that person. So in that case, it would not be a an occasion of death, of a person leaving this world, but rather a person who you let go or went away. And now, though that person or that job is coming back to you. So think about, does it serve me as I go back toward this thing that I'm now attracting back to me? And what are the things that weren't working before that I need to fix now if I do decide to enter back into the experience that I once lost? Okay, so you want to look at that. You want to assess the things that, what were the reasons that you may have walked away from something, and that now that you're considering going back to it, have you healed those things already, or are you going to step into a very similar situation and then perhaps have to walk away again? So think about that as you look at things that are coming back to you. And I do like the idea that this card does reflect that if you have been grieving the loss of a loved one, grief only, I don't think grief ever really leaves you. I think that grief comes in waves, and that we have times when we can really deal well with it, and other times when the pain feels almost as if it just happened to us. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to cherish those moments when we are not feeling that pain, okay? And to know that the pain, that when it does come back, it's going to pass. That is just really your way of remembering and continuing to heal through things with inside you that you may be missing about a person, maybe those things that you weren't able to say to the person who passed away, or something of that nature, right? So, but this is a good omen for us to say that the deep grief that we have been experiencing is about to lift a little bit, that it's going to be less painful for us, that it's going to be easier for our hearts to move forward in grace at this time. And to also know that sometimes when we are in grieving, we feel bad if we have moments when we're not grieving. Like we're like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? How could I? How could I do that? How could I feel that way and not think about this person when I love them so much and they're gone? And what's wrong with me? No, there's nothing wrong with you. You're going to have moments in your grieving process when you might not think about that person. And all of a sudden, you'll think about them and you'll go, oh my goodness, I haven't thought of them with that deep, deep sorrow that I once had. But this is all part of the journey of grief. It's part of the healing process. And there's nothing to be guilty about if you go on living your life the way that you are supposed to live it. The person who or people whom have left this world do not want you to linger in your sorrow. They expect and want you to move forward in your life. Okay? They know you love them. They know you've honored them. They know you've been grieving for them. And now they're saying, it's okay. It's okay for you to move past this a little bit now. Don't be afraid. We are okay. And don't be afraid to step into the world without us. Okay? You can do this. So that's the energy, the message of this card as you start to kind of return to yourself a little bit after you have been grieving somebody for a long time. And then just this last point to go back to, it says, if you find yourself attracting something or someone new, never forget that you deserve the best. The universe is abundant and ready to make your dreams come true. Open your heart and your life to the wonders on their on their way to you. So once again, when we've been holding on to grief and grieving, sometimes we cannot see the beauty and abundance of the world. But as we release some of that grief and we allow ourselves to go into deep healing, and if you remember, I did ask, let this message be a message of healing for us. And here we are saying that as you go into this, if you hold on to the grief and the loss, and you don't really focus on how you can move past some of it, that you are closing your eyes to the abundance and the new life that awaits you. And so now is a time to really see, as you clear away some of the sorrow and the cobwebs that have been dormant there for however, whatever period of time it is, that as you clear this away, that now you can see more clearly the abundance that is waiting for you, the life that has been waiting for you to seize, to seize it. Okay? So I hope that if you are in a time of grief, that you can take this message in the spirit of love that the oracle is bringing to you today, and that you are able to move forward knowing that it is okay to move forward. It is okay to step past the deep feelings of loss and know that you are safe, you are protected, you are loved, and that it is perfectly normal for this to happen, for you to move forward and to live your life in the way God wants you to, Spirit wants you to. Okay, whatever it is that you believe, whatever source energy you believe in, Source wants you to live a full and abundant life. And loss is a part of our growth and our soul evolution. So I'm sending you much love today. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Take care.